All right, how we doing, everybody? How are we doing? We're trying to figure out what's going on. Um, so you can hear us on Twitch, but you can't see us on Twitch. But you can hear and see us on YouTube. Is that accurate? Interesting. Type a one in the chat if you can see us actively on YouTube. Only audio on Twitch. Okay. So I don't know how to fix that.
Go figure. First time together, and they want
Yeah,
to screw us over.
they don't want to see. They don't want us to see the greatness. You know. I don't
They
know.
got both on YouTube. Okay, that's
All right, so we do
good.
have
Just
both on YouTube.
Twitch is not.
All right. So I don't know how to fix that though.
Did you go to your Twitch and hit allow?
Yeah, and I didn't close any windows, right? Everything is closed. Everything's right here. Connection successful on our end. I don't really know what to do with this. And we're live. Like that's the part that's interesting. Is like we are indeed live. Can I change the canvas? look at this as we're here. Oh, here we go. Watch this. It's locked on the vert canvas, and we don't have one. That's why. Okay, hold on. But I can't change it. Delete canvas? Broadcast settings? Alright, hold on 1 second. Let's see what happens here. You will not be able to reconnect. Your stream will stop and you will no longer be live. Hold on. So what's go live do? I think I just stopped it. Something is about, yeah, see, now we're not live on.
We're still live on YouTube,
Okay, we're still live on YouTube.
I think.
You still don't see us over here over on the purple app though? Nope, because I can hear myself. Technology, this whole, engagement of audiences in multiple areas because I'm not trying to get banned. It's very interesting. So you know what's even funnier is that if you look at us on the like when I'm scrolling through the app, and like how they show you like a little thumbnail, like a preview, the preview says that it picks up what we're doing. That's hilarious. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see here. Settings. Canvas broadcast. And I can't change this to anything else. So let's do this. What happens if I do that? Go to vert canvas. Okay, so it's not on vert canvas. So go to the default canvas. Let's go back. And now,
Still not.
yeah, but I'm not back live yet. So let's try it again. Authorize. Great.
Connection successful.
All right. So canvas settings.
Doesn't let you change it.
Yeah. I don't know
It's
why.
locked.
Hold on. So let's go to settings. Canvas settings. That's probably because override. Look around. Okay. So let's do this. Hold on. Add an output. Okay. So it's going to log us in. One day we'll get all this right. I will say before we get into the meat and potatoes, is there any audio adjustments to eliminate this slight static hum? So now you hear a static hum. We didn't hear that earlier. So you can hear a static hum this time around? Is that what you're telling me?
Mike, I don't think the Pacers are going to win without Tyrese Halliburton. Lovely little rain shower.
Sounds like a lovely little rain shower.
My PC, is it?
No, it's not my PC, I don't believe. Alright, well, I had to figure this out, but we're not going to be able to figure it out right now, I guess.
Sounds good to me. Everything works smooth until we hit go live.
That's how it always works.
Hmm.
Literally, that's how it always works. It's whatever. I'm about to just say, the heck with it again and just be done with it. But we'll figure it out. We are live again. But let's see. We still don't have a
Once you
video.
click on it, like it shows you if you don't click on it, and then when you click on it, it's gone.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish I could figure out why. I also don't hear. Oh, yeah, it's just because it's hot. Yeah, I hear it, Kels. It's okay. I don't think there's really a way for me to fix that. I don't think, at least. I could try this.
Audio and video are on Twitch.
Audio and video on Twitch. Nice and crispy video. Everything looks and sounds fine. All right, if you say so. I don't have that, but if you say it is, then I'm going to trust you.
I'll check. Let me check mine.
What happens if I jump off the Wi-Fi? Nope.
Yeah, I don't get nothing.
All right, I don't have time for this. So, it is what it is. Sorry, not sorry, but kind of sorry. So, I'm going to go ahead and end it over there on Twitch and, we'll do like a replay or something. Or you could just,
Join the YouTube one.
yeah, come over to the Red app. What do you mean, why? Come in here and let me see that. Because me and Adam can't get it to
Yeah.
work on our phones at all.
Yeah, we don't see it. It's just
Where are you watching on? I see you're typing on Twitch.
But can you see us?
She says she can see us on her phone, so maybe it's a us issue.
If
Right.
anybody else is on Twitch, type 1 if you can see us.
Yeah, that's fine.
Maybe it's just us. Right? They
Yeah,
don't
it's
want
just
us.
us. All right.
Not you. We know you see
Yeah,
us.
you literally just sent it to us. All right. Anyways, here we go. I think we're really, truly just delaying the inevitable because we don't really want to talk about this side of dating. But that's unfortunately the reality of life is that it ain't always beautiful, rainbows and sunshine. So let's give the people a proper intro, huh?
Sure.
All right, here we go. We're going live. Same thing as last week, it wasn't even last week. It was really just Tuesday. If you have any questions, comments, and concerns, please put them in the chat. We have the ability to see the chat and scroll back, so there's no worries there. If we don't get to it right away, we will get to it. With this episode, we'll probably be a little bit more engaging with the chat just because this is a harder topic and we didn't really pre-plan like questions for it per se. We knew we wanted to talk about it, but we'd be lying if we both didn't tell you that we kind of let the week get away from us. There's some injuries and dadding, and we had a lot going on this week. It was actually a busy week.
Yeah,
So
we're old.
it's not working from your account logged into the television for what it's worth. Yeah, so it's okay. We'll get it figured out. Maybe I accidentally banned my own account. Who knows? But here we are. We're going to get started. So welcome to episode 3 of the Coaching Dads Unfiltered podcast. I'm Dev. This is
Adam.
and we're here in the studio for the first time. So if you're watching us live, outstanding. If you're watching this post edit, even more outstanding because we appreciate those watch hours and those listening hours. This is again episode 3. Episode 1, we kind of just introduced ourselves. Episode 2, we talked about what did we talk about on
Becoming a
Tuesday?
dad.
Becoming a dad. That's
Yeah.
right, and what it felt like and how that was. So now we have our first little gray area, and it's what's not been so great about being a dad, right? Like we hyped it up, we talked it up last episode, so now we're going to be a little bit more realistic and honest and transparent about.
Yeah, thanks, Mike.
Yeah. Shout out Mike for giving us this question. And we did think it was a good one because that's what we want to pride ourselves on, is being transparent. And the whole purpose of this was to have these hard conversations. So That's exactly what we're going to do. Today's going to be more of a conversation. That's why we thought it would be cool to be a little bit more intimate and be in studio together versus our digital setup. Um, and if it ain't one thing, it's another, right? Last week we couldn't get live on YouTube. This week only half of y'all can see us on the other platform. So
Yeah.
it is what it is. One day we'll get it down and it'll be perfect and crystal clear. But today ain't that day. So audio, we're going to hope sounds great because we're recording this live and we're going to bring it to you in the audio formats. Again, that'll go live this upcoming Sunday. So if you're listening to this, it's already past this upcoming Sunday. And we appreciate you. We appreciate you dearly. So, Adam, what you want to tell people, man? First, let's start. How are you? How's the week been?
It's been terrible. It's been a rough, long weekend dealing with injuries at the gym. Um, I won't really discuss what happened, but we'll just say 335 pounds didn't feel good dropping on my rib cage.
Some of us know exactly what happened, and we are severely, apologetic for that happening.
It's like
But it was fast. It was fast, and we got it
didn't
off.
feel like it.
It didn't. It didn't. But we got
I
it
felt
off
like
quick.
you were holding it down a little bit.
This guy thinks I tried to kill him. This guy, this guy.
And then we had our end of season picnic for Pop Warner yesterday. Which, I got a little sunburn on my shoulders and neck and face, so that never feels any good.
Sunburn isn't something I really have to deal with too much, and I'm very thankful for that. So,
Right? So hopefully someday you do.
I mean, I have been sunburnt once in my entire life, but it's okay. The dunk tank was fun. Foam party was cool. We had a good turnout. I think that we're doing a good job with that.
The
And
dunk tank was actually kind of dangerous. I sliced my toe open.
again, it was after
Injury prone.
certain specific laden catches that day. Not me. I came out unscathed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there was a line of kids waiting to just throw me in there. So
It speaks volumes about who you really are, now doesn't
I
it?
guess, I guess so. I turn around and there's 20 more kids standing there waiting. I'm like, oh, okay.
The line did feel like it was never ending. He almost had to tag out. He almost had to be like, tag, you're in.
Yeah. Courtney
But,
came out and she's like, yeah, I'll go. All right, cool.
Yeah.
And
It was
then,
also,
hey, we want Adam back in. It's like, oh, okay. I guess I'm going back in.
he couldn't wait for that generator to turn off and all the kids to go to the other side.
Yeah. Foam party.
Yeah. It was it was a day. So, but today, ironically, speaking of the not so great parts of being a dad, you've got a sick kiddo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She had 4-degree fever earlier when I woke up and gave her some medicine, gave her some watermelon. Probably about 30 minutes in, I just hear her screaming, and then I look, and there she is on the side of the couch, just watermelon throw up all over the floor.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I had to take her, rush her in the bathroom, and clean her up, and clean up the floor, and yeah, I mean, I guess it wasn't bad because it didn't smell terrible because watermelon's always delicious. So it's almost like, oh, okay, it's all right, it's not bad. Didn't want to throw it myself cleaning it up,
Yeah.
So that's a plus. But now she's doing a lot better. Her fever's down now, so she's good. She's just resting at home, and of course, Courtney was like, "Hey, you want me to go get you a slushie from Dairy Queen?" And of course, she said yes because she didn't want any food.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
she's
never
still
do.
sick. Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
she was a little better.
Hey, Court.
I'm sure that slushie's not gonna. Well, if it's blue and she throws up the blue slushie everywhere, I'm not home to clean it. So Courtney, it's on you.
That's the thing, one of those things that, you don't talk about, you never really want to talk about, is the sicknesses and the ER visits. And
Yeah.
I mean, I'll give you a story. Riley hadn't even made it a year, had she, babe? I don't even think Riley was a year, and she cut a quarter of her finger off. Because she was walking, she was doing her walking thing at this point. And actually, ironically, which is hilarious, one of these, she was a little over one. Okay, just barely over one. Got you. One of these wonderful dining room countertop chairs that we're sitting in here today. She was just playing, being, her curious little self. And I actually was downstairs. My streaming setup and office used to be downstairs, and I heard blam. Not uncommon.
Right? She fell. Something
Yeah,
happened.
if
She
you
dropped
know
something.
if you know my daughter, her being a tank, falling, dropping, like that wasn't a big deal, right? And I heard a little crying. Again, not completely uncommon. Like whatever, I'm doing my thing. It wasn't until I got the knock at the door that was uncommon.
Uh-oh.
And my wife comes in and she's like, Devin, we got to go. I was like, what do you mean? We have to go right now. And I'm like, what is wrong? Right now. And I'm like, all right, y'all, I guess I got to go right now. Then I see she's got a paper towel full of blood
Uh-oh.
over Riley's finger and another paper towel with the piece of her finger folded.
Uh-oh.
And I'm like, oh, we got to go. Like,
Oh,
hey,
okay.
peace, y'all.
Yeah.
Got to go. Bye. And so we are rushing out to the university, and, that was our first trip to the ER. Unfortunately, it wasn't our last, but
Still won't be.
yeah, well, don't do that.
They're kids.
Don't do
It's
that.
bound to happen.
You know what I'm saying? Don't do
They're
that.
kids.
And that we thought that one was going to be scary. But actually, the scariest one we've had is we let our poor little baby girl. We didn't know no better. She was cool, but we noticed that she was struggling and breathing. And then there was a little color change in her lips.
Oof.
And then she really coughed really hard one time and really was struggling to catch her breath. And so we went in and it was after hours, so there wasn't really a way to get into the doctor and whatever. But I remember the second time we went in and the doc was like, oh, you need to go downstairs right now. And we were like, huh? And she's like, yeah, you need to go downstairs. Everything is like right now for us. It's like, yeah, we wait till the last. It's right now. And poor Riley's O2 stats were like in the 70s. And that's not great at all.
No.
So she was, so that one was the scary one for me. The fingertip is whatever. She's like Wolverine. So if you don't know it, you see your hands, you wouldn't know it. You know what I mean? So.
We had a pretty scary one with Luke. I was working in Michigan City at the prison, and Luke caught pneumonia. He had RSV. He had everything, and they were at St. Margaret's, or they were taking him there. And I was at work in Michigan City. I was working. My dad was with me, and you can't get a hold of us. We don't have our phones in the prison. So Courtney's like, I got to get a hold of him. So she's calling every number she could find possible. Like, hey, you got to go. And a plus thing about my dad that was working with me is, guess what? We carpool. And guess who drives?
Yeah.
Dad drives.
Yeah.
So, we got the call and they're like, hey, look, they're about to take him. They're about to rush him to Chicago right now.
Yeah.
And we're like, all right, well, we're out. We're leaving.
Yeah.
And Dad's driving. And obviously, we're not driving the speed limit.
Yeah. No,
we're
never
fine just to
is.
get to St. Margaret's. We get there just in time right before they take him. And he stays a couple nights in Chicago. Obviously, he got better, but it was a scary thing when they're like, yeah, we got to transport him now.
Yeah.
Like, he's got to go. It's like,
Yeah.
oof. Yeah, RSV. Yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah.
It was a scary thing.
Yeah. So if you the one thing I'll tell you is like, yeah, okay, you will know the difference between like the coughs and then like the coughs, right? Like there's a
specific one.
Yeah, there's a distinct difference between like, oh, you got a cold and oh, you got croup, RSV, pneumonia. Like they are very vastly different in the kiddos.
Yeah, you
So
hear it in the
don't
breathing.
Yeah, don't wait. If you hear any sort of wheeze, don't wait because those things can be
Get worse every
And
second.
I hate to say deadly, but like those things can get.
It is.
Yeah, it's exactly what happens.
Yeah.
It becomes like as adults, you be like, oh, I could, I'll power through. Like I really,
Drop.
you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, Kelsey, tell you, I don't go to the doctor unless I'm dying. Quite literally, was walking around with walking pneumonia and was basically drowning alive, or and I like hate taking medicine, but this is a me thing, right? I don't want to pass that on to the kiddos. You know what I'm saying? I want her to be tough, sure, but I don't want her to be like, oh, I don't need to because no. You need to. you need to. Like, just you need to.
Yeah,
so
that's one of our topics that we talk about. Downside.
What's up, Celia? What I have to not looking forward to? Yeah, and those are the worst. Like that first sickness, and then if you like really don't catch it, and like that first sickness gets like,
yeah,
it gets. Yeah,
not only it's hard with the kids and everything, it's hard because medical.
Yeah.
Nobody gets you prepared for. Hey, sorry, they took an ambulance ride, and that's going to be $3,000 million.
Yeah.
You're like, what?
Yeah.
20-minute drive. I could have made that. And then they're like, yeah, well, you got to pay it. Here you go. Here's the tab. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
that just makes it worse.
Yeah, because you're not gonna sit there and be like, "Wait a minute, are you in my network?" No,
Yeah,
take
yeah,
care of my kid. You know what I'm saying?
You're
Like,
not thinking about it.
yeah, ain't nobody worried about. Hold on, you gotta go to Dr. Jackson because
Yeah.
that's in my network. We can't stop here. No, you're not doing
We
that.
got to get a different ambulance that
Yeah.
doesn't take that insurance. We need
Yeah.
somebody else.
Oh, y'all don't take Discover? Yeah, we can't do this one. We can't do this one. Oh, dude, yeah. It's RSV is terrible. And then there's like so many things.
Well,
like,
now you got everything.
hand, foot, and mouth, right?
Yeah.
Had never heard of that until I started working in the schools. Didn't even know what that was, you know?
Yeah.
Back when I was a kid, it was chickenpox. That was the only thing we had to be worried about.
And I think I'm still allowed to get chickenpox. I had 3 spots when I was little, and the doctor's like, yeah, you can get it again. I mean, if I get some red dots, I'll make sure I hang out around you guys.
Is this still chickenpox or is it shingles?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
That's
Doctors
crazy.
don't tell us anything.
All right,
but
great.
now you got all these other things. You got the
Yeah.
coronavirus. Like,
Oh, dude.
that came out of nowhere, and then it died, and then
Yeah.
guess what? Oh, hey, it's back again. Now it's gonna be something else. Who knows?
I ain't trying to hate, but I'm gonna hate for a second because me and Kelsey never got it. We was real proud of ourselves too. He's like, we never got it. No,
away.
hold on, pause.
No, I got
Hold on,
away.
pause. Listen, let me tell you. Ended up getting it because Riley was patient 0. My own fault though, because I pushed to finally be comfortable and try to live again and go to this family function.
Yeah.
It was a terrible idea because their kid had it, and now their kid had it, gave it to my kid, and then all 3 of us was all of a sudden up here, and Kelsey still ain't right. Similar to how your mom never got her taste back. Anytime
Yeah.
Kelsey gets sick now, she
Yeah, my
can't
grandma,
taste it.
she got COVID when it first came out. Lost her taste, and guess what? I don't know, however many years later it is, she still ain't got her taste.
Yeah.
So I didn't know I had it. I never had. I think I had it 3 times. I never had one symptom. I found out because I was going in for my vasectomy,
Tough.
and they're like, "Hey, you can't have it. You have COVID." I'm like, "Oh." And I'm at work. I'm like, hey, I gotta go. I got COVID. I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh,
See you
okay.
later. They're spraying the car down, lights
Facts.
off, mask, and everything. It was crazy.
Oh,
I
dude.
never had one symptom.
Oh, man.
It was great. Everyone's like, yeah, I'm dying over here. It's terrible. I'm like, I feel fine.
I will say, Kels got it the worst. Me and Riley were chilling. Kelsey was killed. Like everything that you heard about on the news, Kelsey was killed,
Yeah.
like dying. She was like, "Fuck you guys." I was like, damn, me and Riley finna go bowling. She's like, like, hold on, now what you mean?
Come home, you can't even
Yeah.
get in the house. You got separate locks on
Oh,
the doors.
she was struggling, like everything, the chills, the aches. I mean,
Yeah.
she was locked up in that room, in that bed, like for a whole 48 because she was just dying.
I'll slide the food tray under the door.
Yeah, man, I'm dead. Because I was like, well, me and Riley don't want to know worse. Like, it's okay. Like, yeah, it was, she felt terrible. And luckily, me and Riley, like, yeah, we skated. But what I will say, though, I think attributed to that is now I get like pneumonia, like, very easy. And prior to that, I'd never had it a day in my life.
Yeah. Well,
And-
you know, I won't say this, but I'm going to say it. Maybe it's just because you didn't eat enough dirt as a kid. Maybe
You
didn't
must
pick up
not
enough
know
worms and
me.
eat some worms and
Nah, you don't know
that
me.
immune system.
Yeah, Kelsey will tell you, I'm the only one really that don't, knock on wood. I'd be the last one to get sick.
I've seen you scared of bugs, so I know.
Yeah, I
you're
don't fuck
playing in the
around
dirt.
because that's how I don't. Yeah, I don't mess around. I don't get sick because I wash my hands. You know what I'm saying?
That's why. That's why your immune system.
Nah, my immune system was top notch.
Sometimes you just got to eat a Big Mac without washing your hands after the bathroom. Sometimes
Nah,
that's,
I did all that, but see, my immune system is the strongest one in here. You better stop playing with me. I didn't get sick until a child directly coughing into my mouth. You drank the hose outside,
that's the
200%.
That's the best water.
Yeah, kids these days.
They don't know what that is.
I'm gonna throw Kelsey under the bus.
Uh-oh.
She
She's a
tells-
Voss water.
Oh, she tells Riley all the time, "Don't drink out the water fountain. It's so dirty."
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, but then Riley can't drink out the water fountain. This is not what this is about. Let me just step back. But nah, because of me, nah, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Anyways, we're not gonna do this.
So yeah, back on track. So
Yeah.
the negatives,
Yeah.
the downfalls of being a dad.
This is a hard topic though because I really
yeah.
feel like there's a lot of positives.
We
The
sat
positives.
and talked about this for days since Mike brought it up to us on Tuesday. We sat and talked. We're like, man, this is hard. Like, we don't want to be the ones that are out there like, yeah, oh, well, being a dad sucks. It's hard. Yeah, it is hard. Every day is hard. Every day is a challenge. But
We did decide though that we wanted to throw a preface out there because we know we have a lot of female moms, right? We love our moms. The moms matter, right? The moms, the aunts, cousins, all the females. We understand there are things that you go through that we can't simply understand, right? Like, I would think it's safe for both of us to say that both of our wives, to some degree, shared in postpartum depression.
yeah,
Things that we didn't really understand.
yeah.
You know, we'll never
Just
get
sitting
that.
there holding it and you're just crying. You're like,
Right,
what's going on?
right. And a lot of other things that, but the nice thing about it, let me make sure I tread this lightly. I'm not trying to make anybody mad. The nice thing about it is moms band together a lot better than dads, right?
That's
Like
because
Kelsey's,
men don't like to talk.
right. But that's what we're here to break. We're here to break that mold. But like the moms groups and all of that,
Yeah.
like they talk.
Mom support
You know?
groups, they're everywhere.
We will have literally witnessed conversations that they've had, and me and him look at each other like, so yeah, about them Bears. You know what I'm saying? Like
Let's bring up something.
you know what I'm saying? Like we will try to change that conversation so much, and I think it's just again, it kind of goes back to one of the bad things about being a dad. If we're gonna be honest about it, is like we don't like to show weakness,
Yeah.
right? We want our children to always feel like daddy will be there, daddy will save us, daddy is strong.
Yeah.
We'll never want, because could you imagine like if you had an uncomfortable person or you had like a not such a genuine person and your kid came up and was like, oh, I saw my daddy crying last night. You'd be like, hold on, little
Hey, dude.
you know what I'm saying? Like, wait a minute now. You know what I'm saying?
There was something in my eye.
Yeah, right. We'll have a big excuse, but like maybe we really were because we don't have those conversations. So again, we're here to break that mold. So this was a tough conversation,
Yeah.
but we're here to have it. You know, we're here to hopefully hear and get shared with other men, so other men feel comfortable whether they come to us, whether they go to their peers or whatever. So yeah, that's why I thought it was worth it. That's why me and Adam both thought it was worth it.
Yeah.
But it didn't make it any easier because we have been trying to figure out what the heck we gonna say today.
Yeah. I
Since
think
Tuesday.
I don't want to say that it's for everybody. Like multiple kids. I think it's harder with multiple kids because you have all those different attitudes. The arguing, the fighting with each other, the nonstop back and forth. You know, only child, they don't have that person to argue with and fight with. So it might be a little easier, but that's from my experience because I have 3. So all they do is fight and argue, and I'm sure my 2 at home, even though Emma's sick, Abby's probably picking on her right now, making her mad. She was doing it in the car. And at some point, you're just like, all right, you know what? I'm just going to go off on these kids because they just won't stop, and it drives you crazy. You know, it makes you just want to go outside and just walk and keep walking. Like, all right, I'm going to take some time off of these kids. They're driving me nuts, and it sucks.
This conversation is actually golden because you get the tale of both.
Yeah,
you get the tales
you
of
got
both
the
tapes.
1, I got the 3. And
Right, because he's got 3 and I have 1. Right, and so like hearing him say that, like I grew up in a family of 3 where I'm the oldest, so like I understand exactly where he's coming from and how he feels that way with the bickering and this, that, and the third. And then I'm sitting here like, hey, for me, it's like, that's it. It's just me. It's just Kels. We got to be the entertainment. You know what I'm saying? All the time. We don't get to shut off. You know what I'm saying? There is no shut off until it's bedtime. And so like that in itself is a lot. Being on all the time for the young one is a lot.
Yeah.
And I got to be careful because she out there listening right now. Riley, I love you, and Daddy would not change a thing. That's why we have our daddy-daughter days just like we did today. But
What'd you guys do today?
let's see. We watched Monsters, Inc. 3 times because all of a sudden she loves that movie. We did, what is it called? The little thing that Abby was all excited about with the bracelet thing. I forget. A loom? Is that what it's called? A loom?
I couldn't tell you.
A loom. We did that. We went and got donuts and a refresher. And
I was
hung
at
out
home
and
right
watched
around
sports.
the corner. I didn't get invited to any of it.
Because Emma was sick. You literally told
mean,
me she was
you could-
sick.
Drop off.
Okay. You want to do this right now? I thought about this after the fact, but you know what I didn't do? I'll tell you what I didn't do, because when Kelsey texted me and said that you told Courtney all these things, I'm texting Kelsey like, Oh, that's crazy. When I checked in, he said she's good, and I got a snap of her taking some medicine.
Yeah,
So
that was after she threw up the watermelon.
yeah, but they were told that you ran out of medicine.
No, I didn't. I couldn't find it because there's 1,700 cabinets with medicine everywhere, and it's not the right one.
Rainbow Loom, get it right. Got it.
Oh.
Yeah. See? All right. We're not going to do this. We're not going to do this right now.
See, my kids.
Yeah. We got to keep stories straight here. I will pull up the receipts. I will pull them up. I just got given what I was given. Hi guys, so I'm not sure if I want to have kids one day, so I've decided to seek for info. That's why I'm here listening to you. Estefanio, first of all, thank you for the follows.
Have kids.
Both on Twitch and on YouTube. Second of all, 100%
Yes.
have kids. And it's like we've said, it's a definitely a situation and a conversation with you and your partner, because I'm not going to judge. You might want to have kids, or however that is. But the number of children is a conversation.
Yeah.
I left it up to the wife, 100%. I told her, I said, hey, look, I was blessed to be the stay-at-home dad because I've been successful behind the camera and doing a couple other things. I kind of said, for me personally, once we got Riley out of diapers and potty trained and all that jazz, that it would be hard for us for me to restart and want to do all that again, because we travel, we want to have fun, we want to see the world 100%, right?
Yeah.
But then you have like him, who
Yeah.
has 11, 9, and 6.
I
5, 6.
started real early in my age. I was 20 when, well, no, I just turned 21 when my son was born. And you know, some people, it's easy for them to do it in the beginning and start young. Some people, they want to wait till they're a little older when they have everything down packed. You know, we didn't have that opportunity to just like put everything aside. It happened, and we just live with it, and then we move on, and now here we are, 3 kids, and I wouldn't change any of it. You know, the kids are the best thing. On our last episode, we kind of talked about it, about being a dad.
Yeah.
It was the best decision that I've ever made.
If you want to, Estefanio, definitely the first 2 episodes are up there. Episode 2 is the one to listen to if you're trying to be up in the air. Not to say that you should leave right now, but we're just saying episode 2 is the one where we really let you know that, like, they are really great. I wouldn't change it for the world. I was a little bit older, purely just because I met my wife a little bit older in life. I was doing other things when I was a young one. And so we didn't have, we got married, enjoyed our life a little bit, and then decided to have Riley. Like, it was a decision that we made. So
Yeah, and you got to come to that decision with your partner. You don't want to make it by yourself.
Yeah.
Because if you make it by yourself, it might turn out great, but then it's going to turn into an argument, and you want to avoid all of that.
Yeah. What I will tell you is, until you guys get a chance to have that decision, just be safe. Try to be as safe as you can. Obviously, nothing's 100%, but just be safe. Have fun, for sure, but be safe. I will say, like, again, like, the whole having to be on all the time is a lot for me. Just because I think now that I had grown up and didn't have to do it with my little brother and sister. And I have a big family too. Like, and I think that's the other thing. Like, I was spoiled because I had a little brother and sister. I had a big family. So, like, when I wanted to walk away or turn off, I could, because they could go elsewhere.
To them.
You know what I mean? Kelsey, however, is an only child as well. And so she understands that a little bit more. Like, she's a little bit more
so you guys
patient.
come to the same page.
Correct.
You guys
Yeah.
Both, you know.
Yeah. She's a little bit more patient with it, whereas, like, I'm more like, I can give you my time, and then I'm like, all right, when I'm done, I'm done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I definitely wanted another kid. I wanted to try for another boy because now I'm outnumbered, and the girls they're different.
boy.
And I told Courtney, I said, hey, I could get the vasectomy reversed, but do we really want to start over? You know, or we're all out of diapers, Pampers, pull-ups, all that. Yeah, I think we're good.
You said you didn't have a good experience with your vasectomy, though.
No, I was good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, mine was
okay.
fine.
Got you.
Yeah, no, I was back to work the next week. If that.
Yeah. But I will never will you ever hear me tell someone, no, don't have kids.
No, absolutely not.
That's a lie. Let me not lie to y'all.
Well,
Can I be honest for a second? Like, we gonna be honest, right?
yeah.
There are some people out there that I would absolutely tell, hell no.
That
you
shouldn't have kids.
You are not there.
Some
but that
people-
doesn't mean
some
you
people
can't
have.
get there.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you can't get there, but if you were not, there in your life, I might tell you, wait. I still wouldn't necessarily tell you no, but I might tell you to wait.
Yeah, it's not something to rush.
Yeah.
That's for sure. You never want to rush it.
Yeah, there's definitely a maturity level that you need to have
See,
in order
Courtney's
to
mom's
have.
trying to say do it again. No. That's what we got our nieces and nephews for.
Yeah, facts. Because then you can give them
we
back.
hang out. Yeah, exactly. Oh, all right. Hey, come pick up the kids. We're done.
Hey, the give back is the one. The give back is the one, boy. I'm about that life.
See, because I look at it this way. Now, I'm 32. My youngest she's about to be 6. So by the time she's 18, I'm 45. And obviously, they're all going to be out of my house at 18 because they're either going to college or somewhere else.
Right.
And guess what? Now me and Courtney can enjoy the rest of our lives doing traveling. Obviously, once grandkids come around, then obviously, it all goes to the grandkids because grandkids are more important than the kids.
Yeah.
That's what everyone always
Always.
says.
Well,
Grandkids are treated differently than kids.
Well, I just look
Man, I
at
never got away with that.
You know what I'm saying? You'd be like, wait a minute now.
Yes, definitely. If you're not ready, wait. Don't rush it. Make sure you talk with your partner. This isn't something. Parenting isn't for everybody. It's not. And if you're not ready for it, don't try it because there is people out there that have kids that probably shouldn't have kids.
That's the hard conversation right there too. Like the hard part about being a dad is sometimes you're a dad before you should be a dad, right?
Yeah.
I think that sometimes we think we understand what it is to be a dad, but like you don't really understand until you're a dad.
Yeah.
Right? Even me, who was ready, like I had a conversation with my wife. We literally took prenatal vitamins, went to appointment, like we were ready. We wanted this.
Once it happens, it's different.
Boy.
Like, man, I can take care of this baby that doesn't move.
Listen.
And then next thing you know, it's moving. You're like, oh, what am I supposed to do now?
Next thing you know, there's some trim kicked off doors. There's, AirPods holes that are getting chucked around. Like, you just don't know. Like, you don't know because here's what I'll tell you. The hard part is you need to know who you and your partner are. Now, if you adopt, obviously it's a little bit different, but still you should know who you and your partner are because even if you adopt, you're going to, you're giving those tendencies to your child, right? Because that's your child. And I mean, me and Kelsey couldn't have been any more witty, sharp assholes than we are, okay? The difference between me and Kelsey, though, is Kelsey caught, a little energy from her mom, and she would either, like, stop or would, like, be, like, very upfront about it. Like, hey, you just kicked me under the table. And chill out, you know what I'm saying? Whereas me, I was hard-headed. I know this about myself. You know what I'm saying? I can recall how many times I got an ass whooping as a kid, okay? I know that I was, we talked about it a little bit last episode. Like, I know I was forging signatures later in life. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then you have to understand, though, that your child is going to get that.
Yeah.
And they're going to get that part of you.
The part that you don't want,
they're
going to get.
So much faster. It presents itself so much faster than any other part. Outside of physicals, right? Because, like, Riley looks like me and Kelsey on any given day. She look a little bit more like me because she's been out in the sun a lot. Ha, that's a joke. It's not, but it is.
Oh, I'm not at home to hit my little snare button. I'll hit it.
And like we've talked about, like Luke looks like he literally is Courtney's little brother sometimes.
They all look just like Courtney.
Emma looked just like you.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
I think she acts like me.
She looked like you, too.
Well, no, Luke tries to act like me. He tries to act like he's a grown man.
Oh, man, when you cut Luke's hair, though, he for sure looked like Courtney's little brother. Yeah, for sure. Like, yeah. Abby is the perfect blend of the both of y'all.
Yeah.
Because she's tall like you, but she's got features of Courtney for sure. Like,
Yeah, Courtney's genes are strong. That's for sure. That side of the family, they got strong genes over there.
So, but yeah, that's the unfun part too, because sometimes you sit down and you're like, damn, you little shit, you're just like me. You'd be like, I don't even want to talk about how I know that you act in this way because you're acting like me right now. Like, if you sit down and think about it, you're like, this is me. I'm looking at myself in the mirror. Like,
that's why, like, if Luke looked like me, people wouldn't be able to tell the difference
Yeah.
because he tries to, and he does everything he can to act just like me.
Yeah.
My jokes, my sarcasm, and we all get that from my dad.
Yeah.
You know, so he's got that trait.
Yeah.
But sometimes, yes, he's got some funny in him, but sometimes it's just like, dude, be quiet.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And you know how he is. If he was here at your house right now, he would be standing right in this.
Oh, he'd
doorway,
be just
right
just
here,
just enough
with
to
his
see
ear
him. Yeah, just
and
enough.
trying to pee. Because whenever grown people are talking and he's in the vicinity, he will walk in the middle of this conversation and stand there and try to join it.
Oh, yeah.
He thinks he's grown, and it's
Like
insane.
he think he merging on the 8094. Like he just waiting to merge
His
in,
ears are
boy.
like a signal. I guarantee you, his ears are going right now at his friend's house. He's like, I know my dad's talking about me somewhere.
Yeah.
I gotta go find
facts.
him.
Courtney said that yesterday, so I ended up showing back up, but you went to bed or whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was definitely like just messing around with me in the pool or whatever. And she's like, "You trying to be like your dad? Stop it!" Before he actually hurt himself.
Yeah.
And then Courtney tried to tell me my elbow looked good, but I told her it was the hydrotherapy. We gonna get there. We good on Monday. I believe it tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll be all right.
I don't know if he's watching. He's at his friend's house for a sleepover. He's probably out playing. He probably ain't watching.
Yeah.
Yeah. Downsides. There's not that many. You know?
It's just a lot about what you don't know.
Yeah. Like, yes, the aggravation is there a lot, especially when they're babies. You get aggravated easy because like you're up a lot if they're crying all night.
Yeah.
But I was lucky. My kids didn't really wake up that much at night
Same.
and cry. And, Courtney was a big help with that because I worked 12 hours. So she was always getting up with them. So,
Yeah.
that gets you aggravated quick, especially as a man, because you don't want to talk to anybody about it and how you're feeling.
Yeah.
So it just builds up and builds up and builds up. And then you, to the point where it's like, all right, well, now it's blowing through my head. Now I got to just get it all out and just start cussing.
Right.
That's how you get it out. Just
Yeah.
start cussing, start yelling, because you don't really know what to say because all your emotions are built up, and then they're just like your mind is going. A big help. Okay, you were all the help. Sorry.
Look, I'll even say this, like, I think for me, one of the big things too, and like, even like, okay, so I'm going to say this, but obviously, we're cool now. But like, getting to know you and Courtney was a lot for us.
Yeah, you hated us. I know.
No, we didn't hate you, but it just was different, right? Because and you kind of probably you may not because you had Abby and Luke, but like, Riley's ours. That's
Yeah.
it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we only have Riley, and then we had Riley and we had COVID.
Yeah.
So like, quite literally, before my daughter took her first breath, I was at every appointment.
Right.
Never missed an appointment. And we talked about that last week, right? Like, every single thing that she has ever done, I've been there. The longest I've ever been away from her was when I had to travel for DJing. Like, I DJ'd out in New York, and we went to Mexico for a couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
We went down to, we went to TwitchCon. That was a couple of days. So, like, I've never been gone. And certainly not, like, we were still FaceTiming and stuff like that.
Right.
So, like, I've never been gone from her, for more than, like, 48 hours, 72 hours max. And she stayed the night at, like, couple of family nights or whatever. She stayed the night with my stepmom used to come, when she lived up here, would come here and watch Riley. So
Yeah.
Riley was still at home. She stayed at my aunt's house. She has stayed at Kelsey's parents'
Yeah,
house. She
families.
has stayed at my mom's house once.
And then you heard can I stay the night at Emma's
Boy.
house?
You know what I'm saying? And like, and that just, everything happened so fast, but like, we're very thankful because like, you guys are great. And I mean
Yeah.
that like wholeheartedly,
Yeah, now
but
look
like,
at us.
it just was like, that's another like hard part is because of the world that we live in, we have different safeguards than our parents had.
Yeah.
I'm going I'm going to Jimmy's house. Okay, see you at 7.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it was when we were
Out the door,
kids.
see you later.
Now it's like the little girl I even told you about going
Yeah.
across the street.
Going
Like, it's
outside.
like, yeah, it's like, hold on now, where are you going? Who is that? I've never met their parents,
Right.
because it doesn't matter if it's a boy or a girl. Nowadays, I've been reading more about female teachers doing nasty things to little boys than I've been reading about, the whole cheerleading scandal at MSU and we just talked about that homie that kidnapped the dad and his daughter.
Yeah.
You know, like that's the reality of life that you don't think about when
Right.
you're a reckless young man, you know?
Yeah.
And even some of the things that like getting married brought to my perspective. Well, dude, I wish like like literally have a group chat that says wish a brother woods. You know what I'm saying? Like I live in the we wish. Like I know that that's a joke, but like that's how I wish
Yeah.
somebody would try to step to me. But I don't think about those things in the ways that I needed to now that I have a daughter,
Yeah.
now that I have a
Changes
wife.
everything.
You know what I'm saying? And so like those are the dark ones because when you feel like you potentially let them down, right? Like I'm going in bathrooms, checking out bathrooms before I let my daughter go in them, you
Yeah.
know? Or just little things like so your mind, like the hard part about it is how mentally taxing it is. Because if you are not familiar, especially if you're like a dad, like if you're, I feel like if you're a girl dad, it is harder than being a boy dad, personally, because
Yeah.
the boy can come with me, so I don't have to worry about it. You're coming with me anyways. We don't
Yeah.
have to separate. I don't have to like stand guard at a bathroom door, like right
Waiting.
outside the opening of the bathroom, and be like, "Where is my child at?"
Yeah.
And then also have these women looking at me like, "Why are you so close to the bathroom?" Like, I ain't a creep. My daughter's in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, but again, like because of the way the world is, and social media, and how fast we get the news,
Yeah.
and all of that, it's so much different
That's
than
why
when
I
we
like
were a kid.
places that have like the family bathrooms.
Love them.
That you could just be like, all right, well, I'm going in there with you.
Wish it was
and I'm going to turn
mandatory.
around and face the door while you
Facts.
do your stuff because I
Love
want to
it.
make sure nobody's here.
Yeah,
You know, I know the zoo, Brookfield Zoo, they have them,
yeah,
and it's great.
yeah.
It's like, all right, cool,
Yeah,
perfect.
I wish more places had
yes.
family bathrooms.
It'd be
for sure.
nice. I think Target has one.
Yeah, yeah.
We don't go to
But
Target
it's-
much, but yeah.
But
they
those are like the little things that again, like you
don't think about till it's
right. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember, like when we were out. I remember, like the first time we were out in public with Riley. I was like, hold on, no, you finna just come over here. Like you just gonna go into the men's bathroom. We finna wipe the seat off. It's a little gross over here, but like that's where you going. You know, and like just the other day we were out, and I had to, you know, and I was like, oh, we were at Costco just yesterday, or like yesterday or 2 days ago, whatever day it was, and. You know, Costco just, it's like a
maze. Yeah.
it's like a little, you know, whatever. And she's like, no, Daddy, I got it. And I'm like, I'm looking around like, dude over here for, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just doing all kinds of ones and twos, you know what I'm saying? And like, counting on you, all of a sudden time stops too. Like, cause now you're just waiting.
Yeah.
Like, you good? Like, you know, like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
your head in there. Hey,
you know,
hey.
you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just different. Like a lot of that stuff that you didn't think about. So like mentally, like the checklist that you always have to have is like just so different. Which I wonder, like, do you feel that way having Abby? Right? Because like Abby is 9, like old
Yeah.
enough to where you know she knows what she's doing for the most part.
Yeah.
She can help Emma.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Whenever one of them have to go to the bathroom, guess what? They
Yeah.
both are going to
Right.
the bathroom. And most of the time, Luke's going to go to the bathroom too because
Right.
he's going to go in there. He's going to go to the bathroom. And then he's going to stand outside and wait
Right.
while I'm standing right down the hallway where I can see you.
Right. Yeah. See, so it's a little bit. There's pros and cons to having the little group, the little
Yeah.
gang. You know what I'm saying?
But then again, you know, the negatives, I don't think that there's that many. I think 95% of it is all mental.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
I'd say probably 98
Yeah. Yeah.
it's all mental.
Yeah.
You know,
Trust and mental,
Yeah.
for sure.
and that's the problem with us as men.
Yeah.
We don't like to show any emotion. We don't like to talk to anybody because guess what? We're men. We got this. We'll
Yeah.
handle it. We'll take care of it until it's too late and you can't take care of it no more.
But your kids know. They always know.
Oh, your kids know when something's
100
yeah.
They're
Because
all,
guess
"You
what? They're
okay?"
gonna poke something, and they know you're mad. They're like, "Watch, see how far I can push my dad. Watch this,"
Yeah.
and they'll keep going. Yeah, but I wouldn't say there's that many. I mean, it's a big mental game.
Yeah. It is. And that's
There's
the thing.
there's too many positives that outweigh that mental that make it not so bad.
Right. But like you said earlier, while there are a lot of positives, the mental stick.
Yeah,
Or the negative stick. You know what I mean? Like that phrase where it's like you could do it's like your credit. I always attribute parenting to like your credit, right? Like
we don't talk about
you-
money.
Yeah, I know, but this is a good one. So many positive things, right? But you missed that one payment. That one payment gets missed, or You know, that one card defaults or you miss
Yeah.
that, and all of a sudden you're credited. And it takes,
Yeah, man, I just missed one.
you know what I'm
That's it.
saying? It take 90 days or
Yeah.
whatever long to get that to fix that. And it's the same way I think with the kids.
Yeah.
Because like we remember, I don't like to call them mistakes, but we remember those learning opportunities.
Yes. There you go. Learning opportunities.
We remember those learning opportunities, but I think the hard part is learning how to talk to them
Yeah.
on how it's a learning opportunity, because we're so quick to act through our emotions because we're scared that something happened.
Mm-hmm.
We're scared that they got hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, but then you go back after the fact and you also decompress and you also are like, like she was just being curious.
Yeah.
Right? Or she just wanted to help.
And that's a lot of times when you go back and think about, well, what did I do as a kid?
Yeah.
Like, what did I put my parents through?
Right.
I know I put them probably through some hell.
Yeah.
That's definitely for sure. I guarantee you,
Yeah.
there's been a couple incidents where I've been brought home by the police because I was out after curfew, TPing and egging people's houses. And
Yeah.
the police are laughing and my mom's like freaking out just because I'm sitting in the back of a police car. Like, yeah, my kids haven't hit that point, and hopefully they don't. But you just got to think. Sometimes you just got to think about, man, what did I do when I was that age? What did I do as a kid like that?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I guess they're not that bad.
Yeah.
But then sometimes you're like, dang, they're doing this. I didn't do any of that as a kid.
Whew.
And especially nowadays, everything's changing.
Well, everything is just they're exposed. Well, we talked about it. They're
Yeah.
exposed to everything.
Yep.
Everything is in the palm of their hand or on their device. If there's no way to get away from technology because you don't want them to feel behind.
Yeah.
So then you're trying to monitor. You're trying to monitor
How do you deal with
and all that.
what is that?
How do you deal with it? Meaning, like, how do we decompress? You mentioned taking a walk.
So my walks never happen. I'm all talk. I kind of just blow up. That's me talking just because I realize that I have to change how I am, and that's another mental thing.
Yeah.
I'm a big music person. I love music. Music's my thing. I'll turn on some music, and I'll start just doing something to keep my mind busy, keep my mind occupied. Those walks never did happen though. I kind of just probably just kept it bottled up and just didn't say anything
Yeah.
because that's just kind of how I work,
Yeah.
which I realize that I have to change, and I'm working at it every day, and hopefully this helps.
It comes out. It comes out.
Dad said Dad's an airhead. What
It
the?
comes out, but it doesn't come out on them most of the time. I've seen it leak, but nothing
does.
crazy.
It does.
It usually comes out at the gym because I am the one who pays for it.
And that
usually.
helped. Yeah, well, he tried to take me out at the gym. But anyways, the gym helps. For a lot of people that have stuff, a lot of mental stuff built up, go to the gym. Turn on some music.
Yeah.
You get lost in the gym, hour and a half, you're done. You're like, man, I feel great. All right, let's go tackle the rest of the day.
Yeah.
It helps. It does. Music, like I said, I don't even need to go to the gym. I could turn on some music, some good music that I could listen to, I could sing to, whatever it is, and I'll feel better after a while. But yeah.
We don't have a village around us, so you guys are becoming part of our village, obviously. Like I've talked about it in my relationship with my parents and just, whatever. So like we've always had Riley. Literally, it's an everyday thing. And this isn't a complaint. We're just being real. So until I met you and until Riley started going to school and stuff like that, I didn't really I had my little space downstairs or whatever.
Yeah.
But for me, and say what you will, I pay my own water bill, so step up off the gas. I take long showers because that's like the one place that I have
hot
peace.
or cold?
Oh, it's hot.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
You're going to say cold. I was like,
Nah.
I can't
That's a
do
nice
that.
hot shower. Actually, to the point where like for a hot second we might.
no. Well, let me ask you this one then. Hot as in your temperature or hot as in your wife's temperature.
Oh no, we don't
Because
do the
you know
wife.
how the wives are. They
Oh
got the skin
no.
peeling off you.
Oh
and it's boiling on you.
no! I do not dance with
You
Satan
want
in
it
the
just
shower.
good enough where it's like,
Yeah.
all right, this feels good. It's
Yeah,
a little, you know,
it's like a little muscle relaxing.
yeah,
for 'em.
yeah. They got
yeah.
you boiling
Yeah,
skin.
nah, I'm not
yeah,
dancing with
can you
Satan.
turn it down a little
Yeah.
bit? No.
Yeah, not dancing with Satan in the shower. Let me tell you. But I do like, and I'll be in real quick. All of a sudden, like it'll be an hour 90 minutes. You know,
In the shower?
Yeah, after
Oh
Riley
my
goes.
goodness.
I said step up. Hey, I pay my water bill.
Oh
I ain't
my.
asking y'all to pay my water bill.
I
Okay.
thought 20 minutes was long.
Nah,
Oh,
bro. Nah, because
Maybe a bath. Well, bath water.
I don't fit. I don't fit in the bath, and I don't know. Like because I'll literally just stand there. It's just something like because I can. Just,
Yeah, you stand
like,
there and let it hit you, run down your.
yeah, and you just get lost. You know what I'm saying? Like you just get lost in that, and like I can like I can relax.
Yeah.
Because even as ridiculous as this sounds, like I'm a video game player or whatever, but now that video games have kind of become work, I don't enjoy them the same.
Yeah, it's not the. It's a whole
not
different
the
thing.
same, right?
Yeah.
And like games are more stressful than whatever. That's a whole nother topic for another day. But the point that I'm getting at is like for me, I am a long shower taker. And that's just what I do. And Kelsey will tell you right away, like she knows how good or bad my day has been by how long
How
I've
your
been in the
shower is.
because she asked. She'll like, wait, are you about to take a
shower
Devon?
shower?
Yeah, you finna take a shower, or you finna take a Devon shower? That's how it's like. You finna take a shower, or you finna take a Devon shower? Like, how long do I have for this food to prepare?
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing here?
Do I got time to throw lasagna in for
Yeah,
an hour?
right. Am I plating food now, or am I eating and then plating food when you're done? Like. And she would know, like, cause but like, there's just something about that isolation,
Yeah.
and like, just like, it just allows my senses to just like stop for a 2nd and like, I can actually like relax.
Yeah.
Now, that's given Riley asleep, everything's locked up. Like, if I try to take a shower during daytime, it ain't like that, cause she's, you don't want to like, it ain't, yeah, you're
Hey,
never
I can't turn the
uninterrupted,
TV on.
you know. And I wish sometimes like whatever, they're arguments. We have like the arguments that we do have are usually about like how I want to stay awake because finally it's quiet. You know, she's going to sleep. Riley's going to sleep. I'm right here. Our bedrooms are literally right here. So like I can, again, like that's that time for me to like relax, decompress. And even more so lately, it's become a thing because now, you know, I'm an educator with kids at same young age. So it's like, not only am I, you know, in charge of our athletes, not only am I in charge of your kids, my kids, now I'm in charge of these other folks' kids all day. And so it's just a thing. But long story short, no, I've never gone on the walk unless I have once or twice, like where I'm like, okay, right. Cause I have a bad temper. I know this about myself. And I'm like a teapot. Where like, if we get there,
I'm exploding.
there is nothing that you can say, do. You'd have to taste me. Like, that's how bad it gets, like, once I get there. You know what I mean? Like, and so I have to, like, sometimes I just have to remove myself.
Yeah.
Because it's for them more than it's even for me because they didn't do it. But
Yeah.
now they're just at the top of the situation.
And are making.
And so I've had a couple walks in my day, but have either of you learned? Let me move this. Sorry.
Learned anything about parenting from another dad outside of your family? Care to share? I have not. I have not learned. I wouldn't say I haven't really learned anything. But I was always with family, so it's hard.
Yeah, my cousins all had kids before I did.
Yeah, but that's family.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, like, not really,
Yeah.
but I also just recently started to make, like, because you don't really make dad friends until you're a dad.
Yeah.
As weird as that sounds, like, yeah, I mean, like, my family had kids, but, like, I was one of the first ones in my, like, friend circle to have kids that, like, I would call friends or whatever.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, Kels. We don't talk about being a dad outside of the podcast. That's how the podcast stays so fresh. We literally talk about every other thing but being a dad sometimes outside of the podcast.
Yeah.
We talk about being husbands more than we talk about being dads. We complain about YouTube more than we complain about the kids.
Wait. He said complain.
Just,
Don't. He's the one.
I'm just
that is
kidding.
complaining.
It was a joke. It was a joke. It was a joke.
We've actually, and with our short few months together, I think we've grown a pretty strong friendship.
Yeah.
That we could honestly call ourselves family.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that's what you need. You need somebody that you just find that's like, oh man, hey man, he's just man, we click perfect. Hey man, let's do that. Hey, and now look at us now. We're here doing this podcast for everybody else.
Yeah.
It's not for us. This podcast isn't just for us. It's mainly for everyone out there.
Yeah.
Because we want to help people as much as we can. And obviously we oh, she's looking. You said that complaint that hurt.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was just kidding. It was a joke.
It was just him,
I
honey.
promise.
It was just him.
Yeah, see here. No, don't do that. Just because you almost died. Don't do that.
She's already in her car coming over here.
Here's what I'll tell you. We have talked about it a little bit, right? Because we talked about how like watching Adam with his kids. Sometimes like I need to be more intentional with Riley because he doesn't have his phone in his hands a lot when he's with the kiddos, and like, that's something that I need to do better about, like we've talked about. And I think Adam talked about how, I'm a little bit more patient than he is sometimes. But again, like he's got it 3 times. I've only got it once. You know what I'm saying? I know where the Ethernet cable is. You'd have to get past me first.
Well, us.
Yeah.
We're just going to shut the door and lock
Yeah,
it.
exactly. And like, I think like we talked about it last time where it's like that we, you said that you need to be a little bit more patient and just like, not want to yell
Not
right
explode
away.
all the time right away.
Yeah.
And that's hard
Yeah.
because obviously I've been doing it since
Yeah.
I had a kid.
Right.
And now I got to try to bring it down. And yeah.
So let me ask you this. So let's talk about it because, yeah, right.
We got to get them out of this chat.
Let's talk about this just because I know that you guys were kind of very gung-ho about it, which we agreed, obviously. But so, for instance, we actually had a family trip planned to go downtown recently. And because of recent current events, we decided against that. Now, I feel like if it wasn't for the kids and it was just the 4 of us, we might have been like, we can stay away from all that and just still go have a good time.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
If our kids weren't involved and it was a date, we plan on taking the kids down to Chicago and just doing stuff.
Yeah.
Going to the Millennium, or what is it?
Yeah, Millennium Park. Yep.
Millennium Park, seeing the Buckingham Fountain, just all that cool stuff. But then they had the riots going on. They had all that stuff going on. We're like, you know what? Let's pump the brakes. We're not bringing our kids.
No.
If it was just us as a double date, all right, we'll be there.
Right.
But what the kids is, no, we're not bringing our kids around that. We don't want
Random
our
survey
kids.
question. Have you ever given someone a wedgie before or gotten one? You are so strange. But the answer to both of your questions is probably yes. But that's okay.
I've never gotten a wedgie. Yes, I've given somebody a wedgie.
Yeah,
before.
I've never gotten one. I've always been big. Yes, I've given someone.
Putting I'm talking about picking
Over
it up and
their
putting
head.
it on on the fence.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, on like a chain link.
Nah,
fence. Yeah,
I was a forehead kid.
Yeah.
Come here.
yeah.
yes.
So you have learned from a friend.
Yeah, we've learned from each other.
Yeah,
I think it's
I
fair to
guess
say
so.
we
Yeah.
have.
Thanks, Celia. Thanks for pointing it out. I guess we did.
But like that's the other thing too. Like we talked about, it's just really mental. I don't know that there's like the bad is expected because, or like
That's life.
we talked about like the leaps, right? And like you're not ready for the behaviors sometimes. And like here's the thing, like we're really starting like this podcast question is really early for us because he's got 2 girls, I got 1 girl, and we ain't even hit the girl stuff. You know what I'm saying? We ain't even hit the girl stuff. No. And it's just like still though, like the behaviors, and like recently, like both of us have come into it is what it is, JT. I'm sorry, boss. I hope you enjoy the smooth sounds of our voices.
It must have kicked out then.
Yeah, it's fine. The lying. Emma and Riley have recently come into that, right? And so For
Recently,
me,
I've been going on forever.
well, you got 3 of them. So
Yeah.
for me, like 2 things that I really want to instill into Riley is like respect. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't do disrespect on any level. And I have like I will tolerate it for a child. But like as an adult, like if you just coming at me sideways, I'm either gonna remove myself or remove you. Just depends on how.
Sideways.
Just depends. On, just depends on how much I
Remove you
like you.
sideways.
Just depends on how much I like you or what you did to be disrespectful. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But a lot of people said they've done that to their little brothers or sons, nephews, cousins. Oh, great, outstanding. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's hard because you're trying to talk to them. I think like one of the hard things too is like understanding, okay, let me back up. The lying thing made me think of this being difficult because our kids are so brilliant. They're so smart. Like if you saw the stuff that they were completing in the class and the remarks that they got, they both were on the honor roll, all that good jazz. But then when you see them and they do these silly things and then you talk to them, you get annoyed. Like that's the boiling part for me because I'm like, I know how smart you are, but you're being so silly right now. I don't want to call her dumb, but like you're being so silly right now. And you just are like, but I know how smart you are because you're telling me and showing me that like you understand this math. You understand, you know what I'm saying?
They're sometimes doing it on purpose.
I know, and that's
Just because
the
they
hard
know that
part.
it creeps up on you and it just gets you mad, and they're like, "Yeah,
That's-
let's keep pushing Dad's button."
That's the hard part. That's the hard part that I was getting at. It's like they know, right? And like these kids are so smart, so smart, and they know. And like so, like you know, Riley and Emma are the same age. Literally, we're in the same class together, so they do a lot of the same stuff around the same time. And it just was like, you know, lately it's just been stop it. You know, what I'm saying? Like you were just like stop it. You know what I'm saying? Like just chill out. We know you.
I don't have time for you today.
You know what I'm saying? Like we don't like to swear a lot, but like we know you bullshitting. Like just chill out. Like just chill out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
we see right through.
Yeah.
We know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Stop.
So it's like getting yourself to that point to where like it's funny because I've seen some folks, it's not funny and they get very mad. You know what I'm saying? They get like it's visceral and like you see them and they're like stopping like point blank in the moment and like scolding their child. You know, and I'm like, there's a time and a place for everything. Like, have we carried Riley out of stores? 100%. But we've carried her out of the store and then had a conversation.
Not doing it in the middle of the store
Right.
so everyone could see and
Oh,
stop.
store trips. Store trip blow ups, those are hard. Those are hard. Store trip blow ups? Oh, wait.
Temper tantrum.
Oh,
I
wait.
don't know if I don't think I've had a bad one.
Really? Oh, Riley.
I think my worst one was when it was Halloween.
Yeah.
And we were at Cabela's and Luke was with us. And
Yeah.
then next thing you know, Luke's not with us
Uh-oh.
because he decided to venture off.
Oh,
And then we're getting called from the front office. Hey, the parents of Luke. And we're like, oh, what? He's gone.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be with us, and he's gone. I'm like, oh, that I'll tell you, that was a stomach hit the ground.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, oh my god,
Yeah.
what the hell just happened? Because you never know, especially with people nowadays.
That's the thing, too. Like, yeah, Riley is a little spoiled. I'll be the first one to admit it, but she earns it. Like, I feel like you can't call a kid spoiled if they do the right things and they earn it. She doesn't get everything she wants. I want to point that out. She does not. She has many a times lost things. She has many a times lost out on things because her behavior or her whatever doesn't line up. We're not doing grades yet, but like her behavior doesn't line up.
Well, look at yesterday. We kicked them out of the pool for a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, like the oh man, the eyeballs.
That's
right?
Abigail. Abigail is the biggest eye roller in history.
Yeah.
Like my mom had to go off on her one day because like my mom was talking to her and she was literally just talking to her like and she rolled her eyes and I'm like, what?
Oh, Gammy.
Sometimes you just want to take that hand
Oof.
and smack those eyes straight.
Oh, I tell Riley all the time, you do it again, your eyes gonna get stuck that way.
Man, those Emma doesn't have the eye roll yet. Emma just has the I'm going to talk back because I'm the boss and I'm in charge.
Riley has both. So Riley has the eye roll and she got a smart mouth. And yeah, it gets her in trouble a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, the store temper tantrums, the I wants, the this, the that. I mean, she's been carried out of the store as many a times because she thinks that if she just stops and makes a big scene, that she's gonna get what she wants, and that is the absolute opposite.
We'll take you out.
But those were hard. Well, we probably dealt with that for a whole year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happened a lot for a year. Like from the little Kinder eggs to I saw this toy to this unicorn
I want this.
pop
I want
in,
this. I
to
want
the
that.
slime to the man. And for a while there, it felt like for a while there, it was like you go to the store by yourself because we know what's gonna happen.
Yeah. Stay home.
Yeah, like I'll stay with her, like because we know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And, like
Avoid it.
so, it's not even necessarily that it's so negative, but like those are hard.
Yeah.
Because if you know what I'm saying, like now you have to like you're adding additional strain on each other to be like, hey, babe, like I can go or you can go, but this has to happen, but we can't both go because we know what's going to happen if we both go.
Yep.
And then it becomes a bigger thing, you know? I don't miss the store temper tantrums. Those were the worst. Those really were. Because I don't know. You just don't like the judgy, the what's wrong, you know what I'm saying?
And then you got every Karen out there. That's like, oh my God, you're not supposed to do that. Oh,
and then
God.
before Riley
This is
got
not your kid.
boy,
See you later.
yeah, hey, before Riley got her color, I swear some people think I might have stolen her. You know what I'm saying? Facts. I'm just exactly what. Hey, before Riley got her color, y'all, I'm trying to tell you, she was a little baldy and she was very pale, and they probably thought that I was doing something I wasn't supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? Like you can see it. They was watching me. Hey, I'm telling you. Did he come in with that one? Hold on, where that?
Let's go watch the kid.
You know what I'm trying to tell you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, but yeah, those were. Whew, yeah, I don't miss those days at all.
I guess that pretty much wraps up the downfall, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I mean,
Not even a downfall, just like
you get to a point where it's not so negative and things coast real well. We talked about that too. Like we're in a real good like coasting phase where it's more like the kids are in school, they're in activities, and it's more just behavioral based. A lot of the stuff like that's like bad, like we talked about is early on. You know, we don't wish none of this stuff on anybody, like the colic, the constipation, the no latching if you decide to go natural, like all of these other things.
that reminds me of another thing.
Okay.
Luke, maybe 6 months old. Correct me if I'm wrong, Courtney. About 6 months old. He was in his crib. He started choking and threw up. Well, guess what? He can't roll over, so we have to run in there. And he was our first kid. We were young.
Yeah.
Guess what Luke did for the next 2 years? Slept in mommy and daddy's bed
Oh yeah.
because he couldn't break it.
Yeah.
He didn't want to get out.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Do not bring your kid in the bed with you for that reason alone. Also because it's not good because you know, us as people, he's 3 months. Okay, I was close. People tend to move in bed, and this has happened plenty of times where parents roll over on their child and suffocate them because they don't realize it.
Gotta
So
be
please
so
do not
careful.
sleep with your kid in your bed.
Get a bassinet, bedside bassinet.
Yes.
That's what we had.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had
Or
a
even
bedside.
have one that sits in the bed with you. That's still, it's got the, you know, the whole base around it, so you can't roll on top of it.
Yeah. Yeah, they have that stuff now. All you cool kids having kids got all the cool stuff after we done thought about it.
Yeah.
You saying that made me think of did you guys have to deal with any sort of hard regressions? Like right now Riley struggles wiping, or we didn't have really a sleep regression, so not, you know, we were really blessed with that, but like we hear about that a lot. Like no.
Emma has a problem sometimes not going pee when she's supposed to, and she can't hold it like at all. Like if she's like, I gotta pee, well, you better stop and pull her out of the car because she's gonna pee.
Yeah.
So she's you know, still has it. She's in that phase still.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, they wait till the last because they're always thinking they're missing out on
yeah,
something.
and you know, since she's the head leader of the bus,
Yeah.
because she runs it somehow, yeah, so she's probably just thinking about everything. Because I tell you what, it would be every day she'd come home with something new from somebody on the bus. It's like, are you hustling? Like, are you making these kids pay taxes to get on this bus?
Yeah.
And yeah, so that I think that is hers. That's all I know of.
You know what? Hold on. Kels, don't you remember when we were upset that Riley gave, was it a picture away? She gave something away to somebody, and now that I think about it, it might have been T or Emma.
Very well might have that picture.
Yeah,
at home
because hey,
somewhere.
real talk, when she opened up her pictures, or it was like pictures or something that we like paid for, and like we
Yeah.
were all excited to get back, and then yeah, the magnet
Magnet
school
school
photo.
Courtney, if you know about that,
I'm pretty positive she gave it
don't
to
say anything. Emma didn't get that one. Nope, no, it wasn't her.
That's actually hilarious.
Another downside.
I
Of being a
stepped in
dad
with
is
all
just
three of the
so they
boys, and
know.
I still do constantly. Again, so that might be very true. What's his name again? Mike?
Mike, yep.
Mike, that might be very true, Mike. I mean, you can talk about that a little bit more than mine, and mine is only 7. So like, she gonna do what I tell her to do for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I haven't seen it, but I will ask.
That's probably a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike, you letting your oldest grow into the person they're going to become. Yes, you want to, but nowadays, man, you gotta step in, because all they're learning is stuff on this tablets and the internet, TikTok, all this stuff that they see. They're going to start trying to recreate. So that's when we do have to step in and tell them no.
Yeah, we live the influencer generation. That's what they're
Yes.
calling it,
Yeah.
right? They're literally the influencer
Ma, you
generation.
stepped in with all 3 of your boys. You still do. Well, you know, your mom, you have to.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this: you step on my toes one more time, we're gonna talk.
Let me ask you this,
I'm just kidding, Mom.
because you have a boy, I don't. So like, do you ever get jealous when Luke is a mommy's boy?
No,
No, that's not a thing.
he was a mommy's boy right away.
Yeah, that's not a thing.
Everyone knew it, and I didn't care.
So
As long as he did what he wanted to,
yeah,
I didn't care. Like,
yeah,
as long as you ain't over here like still holding your mommy's hand, and
yeah,
I mean, even if you did, whatever.
yeah,
But like, he doesn't show it now
yeah,
because he's kind of his own person.
Yeah.
Like, you know, he's 11 going on 20.
yeah.
He's my baby. He is. And
Yeah.
everyone knows that Luke was a mama's boy.
Yeah,
I am.
Yeah.
I'm a mama's boy.
Yeah.
Courtney will tell you now. My mom will tell you I'm a mama's boy. That's how
Yeah.
I was raised. I was the baby of the family. I got everything I want. I still get
Kinda
everything I
do.
want.
to a degree.
So, yeah, I don't see an issue with it. You could be a mama's boy all you want, because you're still mine. I don't care
So
who you favor. If you favor mom, that's fine.
Kels,
No, he doesn't cuddle you.
Kels was definitely a little jelly.
Oh yeah,
She got a little jelly.
I can see it. I can see it with the moms.
Yeah,
I don't know anymore. Emma used to be
yeah,
daddy's girl. I don't think she is anymore. She was actually, Emma was more of a papa's girl.
yeah.
My dad was over everybody.
Oh yeah.
He was over everybody. It didn't
Gotcha.
matter who was there. She's going to him first. She didn't care about anybody else.
Riley would like for a while there, like Kelsey couldn't even touch me. Riley was
He's
like,
smacking the hand
oh,
away.
dude. Riley was like, she was like a lap dog. Like, she was like,
Not today.
like she was scooting herself in. You know what I'm saying? Like
She was
this,
sitting in the corner like-
hey, oh God, oh boy, I'm
I
trying
can
to
see
tell
her
you.
sitting over there now.
And there's some,
I'm
and
sitting
there's
there
some,
like
there's some days that she still is like that, where she'd be like, no, I'm gonna cuddle daddy. You can go over there. So like,
Psych.
yeah.
Heisman Trophy.
Hey, the
Yeah.
Heisman on him. You know what I'm saying? So like, I didn't know if it like, because obviously I know that not that it like bothered, but you know how like, you know, whatever. Like it's like, okay, I want my husband back. So I didn't know if like that ever happened with like you three and Luke.
No, not at all.
Okay.
No, I mean, obviously, you know, when we had that scare with him in the crib,
Yeah.
you know, that obviously like I said, we were young. It was our first kid. We were extra worried, carer. So he was on us, well, on her a lot. And that didn't faze me at all. I didn't care. As long as everyone was getting taken care of.
Yeah.
That's all that matters to me.
Got you. Let's see. I'm trying to think what other things that I talk about that I could ask you because I only have Riley, so I'm trying to think. We talked about regressions, the
Talked about a lot. We talked
jealousy.
about. I think
We talked about a lot
I
of
think
stuff.
we covered pretty much everything.
Yeah, I don't know how long. How long we've been recording for an hour and 10, so we're right about where
Yeah,
we are.
we're
Yeah.
we're there.
Trying to think. Anybody got any questions?
Yeah, throw some questions our way.
Throw some questions in the chat if you had questions, please. Also, shout out to you guys for being here live. We appreciate the heck out of you. If you're listening
Yeah.
right now, please do us a favor. Share this with a family member, a friend, a new dad, an older dad, a new mom, an older mom. We don't care. We don't judge.
Anybody.
But we would love to just inspire and help anybody and everybody have these conversations. The whole goal of this podcast, again, is to just open up the world to having tough conversations. Obviously, we're a little bit more catered to the men as we're dads, coaching dads, and we just speak freely. You know what I'm saying? We speak freely about the topics that are not really spoken about.
Big
and-
shout out to Mike
Yeah, big
for
shout out
giving
to
us
Mike.
this topic.
Mike, is Mike close? Where Mike live?
Mike's, I don't know, probably like 30 minutes from here, I think. I'd say.
Mike, you gotta we got to talk. I got to talk to you, Mike. You might be a good asset to add to the show from time to time too, because it sounds like you got some
Yeah.
older kids.
Mike, no, Mike's got about the same age as me.
Okay.
He's got young ones though.
Oh.
He's got little ones.
Yeah.
I think his oldest is close to Luke's age,
Okay. Yeah.
but he's got a couple young ones.
Yeah. See, I got a couple years before we have some of these conversations because, like, Riley is Riley. She is obviously like growing into who she's gonna be. She's very independent,
Yeah.
which I'm never gonna be upset about the independency. It's the I think I can do anything and everything because I'm a little independent that I have to, sometimes you gotta be like, skirt.
Mm-hmm.
You
Pump
know
the
what I'm saying?
brakes.
Did you have see again, like we don't like as dads, we don't really go through like I don't even understand like again, like we don't even understand the postpartum depression, but
Yeah.
we knew that, both of them
I didn't even know what it was.
Yeah.
Like I
I'd
said,
heard about it.
Courtney got it, and we were just sitting in one of the I think it was with Abby. We were sitting in Luke's room, and I look over and she's just crying. I'm like, "What's wrong with you?"
Mm-hmm.
She's like, "I don't know." I'm like, "Well, that's not good."
Yeah.
And then obviously she worked through it, but we didn't know what it was at the time. Like I said, we were young parents, so we kind of just had to go with it, and go with the flow. How do you hope your kids will describe you when they are older? What changes could you make as fathers to alter that description?
That's a great next episode topic.
Ooh,
Put it in the notes. Put it in
Add
the
it
notes.
in the notes.
Yeah, put it in the notes. I love it.
that
I would copy
that could be our next one.
That's what I'm saying. That's a great next topic. 7 p.m. almost every single night I cried for no particular reason. That is 100% true.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I asked that question because, like, did you have anything like that? Did you have anything like that when you lost your dad a year ago? Did losing your dad a year ago affect you negatively when it came to being a
Oh,
dad?
it affected everything. No, being a dad, no. It made me want to change everything on how I look at life and how I am because I lost my dad. It was tragic. It happened out of nowhere
Right,
and it was gone.
right.
I don't want my kids to question.
Yeah.
I don't want them to have a doubt about if something were to happen to me. I want them to know, hey, dad was perfect.
Right.
Kind of how my dad was. My dad did everything for us. My dad was everything, and that's what I want my kids to look at.
Right.
Because nowadays you never know what can happen, and
Right.
I want to make sure that my kids are like, that's my dad.
Right. So for me, I definitely went into like a depression. Like that was like the first time that I could ever say that I was not me.
Yeah.
Randomly, them 45-minute showers was like 30 minutes of crying silently,
Yeah.
because I didn't know how to really cope with that. And my dad was great. I said it in that first or second episode how he was as perfect as he could be within the means that he was capable of. But like we had really kind of just started that really like relationship again, and
Yeah.
things had kind of like the dust and the stuff had settled and kind of really allowed us to get close, sir, than we had ever been before. And then I got that little bit of time to see him as Papa. Ooh, I'm about to cry. Ooh.
That's all right.
And
That's what
then
we're here for.
similar to you, like it was just very tragic. Out
Yeah.
of nowhere, I literally talked to my dad on a Sunday via FaceTime, and then I got a call Tuesday morning, like 9 in the morning.
Yeah.
And but I would say that changed me as a dad and as a human.
Mhm.
Like I was much softer. I was much kinder. I was much more patient.
Before?
No, after.
After.
Yeah, much more understanding.
Yeah.
Um, but like, take care of yourself.
Yeah.
I think the hard part about being a dad is you take care of so many others
And you don't care about yourself.
that you forget about yourself.
Yep.
And I think that's ultimately what happened was that my dad got a chance to see that his kids were taken care of and they were there where they were supposed to be and they were on the trajectory that he wanted. And finally he could relax, and that was it. Because he worked so hard for us every single day. And so I live every day to make sure that I don't forget that. And I want her to know that like every day I wake up, I'm doing something to be better for her. So that way she can be the best that she can be. And so that was a lot. But so just don't forget, like, the hard part about being a dad is that you forget about yourself. You'll lose yourself trying to be so great for your kids. And then by the time you remember about yourself, it's too late. So, like, the hard part is make time for yourself. Moms, dads, it doesn't matter. Like, this is just people in general. Like, make time for yourselves. You know, my dad died of a cardiac incident because it was too late for him to make time for himself. So just make sure you make time for yourselves. Like, that's the hard part is we all get the same 24 hours, but if 20 of them are for your kids, you got no time left for yourself. So those routines are key because then you can put that time for yourself. Showing your kids that you take care of yourself,
They love it.
they love it, and then they're going to be more in tune with taking care of themselves. The amount of times Riley has asked, Daddy, when are we going to get a pedicure again? The amount of times that she reminds me to brush my teeth, the amount of times that she remembers to take her medicine because I take my medicine or whatever the case is, like, they are copycats. So the more that you can show them at a young age that it is important to take care of yourself, they're going to always take care of themselves. So that's what I want to say real quick. But yeah, that's it.
Well, I mean, that's like the other day when Luke's like, yeah, you're getting swole.
Yeah.
Like, good.
Yeah.
Now you see it now. You know that I'm trying to better myself for you guys.
Yeah.
You know, it's not. This isn't me doing this for myself. Isn't just for myself. It's
Yeah.
for everybody.
Yeah.
That way, I could be around for everybody still, and deal with everything at the same time.
Yeah. I
know.
think, and like we saw it too, because like there's really early on, we was doing the workouts downstairs in our little gym or whatever, and there's plenty of videos of Riley coming down there working out. She asks every time I'm going to the gym, you going with Adam? Like, 'cause she just knows, you know what I'm saying? Like, she just knows that that's our little thing now. And before it was a thing, and now she's like, you ain't going to the gym? What's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? Like, why you ain't going?
And that's a good thing. You know, the kids see it like, hey, man, my dad's going to the gym. He's going to make himself better.
Right.
I love it. You know,
Right.
the kids love it. They
Yeah.
feed off of that.
Yeah.
Like, man, that's great. I'm going to do that when I'm old enough. You know,
Right.
Luke's still a year shy of being able to work out with us. I brought him in a couple times. They kick him out, whatever. But I know as soon as he hits that age, he's going to be right next to us working out with us, doing the same thing, because I know that's something that he wants to do because he wants to get better.
Yeah.
And it's a good thing. Take care of yourself.
Yeah. Facts. Because if you don't take care of yourself now,
Nobody
it'll be
is.
too late, right? And the kids is too young to take care of you right now.
Yep.
You're supposed to live long enough to let them take care of you, like, you know? So, yeah. All right. I like what Courtney said. So if you're interested, not if you're interested, we look forward to having you back. Let me rephrase that. We look forward to
We'll
having
see
you
you
back
guys
for
next
episode
week.
4.
When is that?
Let me see. I got the sheet right here, actually.
Check my off day.
Yeah, right. We are back. So today is the 17th?
No, today's the
today's the
22nd. Wake up.
So we
Well,
won't be.
we can't do the 28th. We could do the 29th. The 29th
Well, it just
is a
depends
Sunday.
on when you come back.
The 29th is a Sunday. My meeting's not long.
Okay.
It's in the morning. So we could do the 29th next Sunday.
Yeah, because then you go in that Monday
Yep.
night.
Yep.
Okay.
So we could do
Or
next
we could do
Saturday. No, we're gonna be gone all
the
day.
20. All right, because you're going to work the 27th, 9th into the 28th.
Yeah, and then we're gone
Okay,
the whole
got you.
28th.
Right. All right, so yeah, 29th. Yep.
Sunday,
1 week from today.
8 p.m.
Which is cool, actually. That works out really well because then that gives me time to upload the 3 episodes Sunday morning while you're at that meeting, and then we'll record the 4th episode.
And also,
then I'll be able
if
to
you
get
guys
that up.
didn't see, our topic is going to be what Courtney said. How do you hope your kids will describe you when they are older? What changes could you make as a father to alter that description? Now, what you guys can do, if you want a little bit of homework, you can say, write some questions down. Feed off of what Courtney asked. Write some questions down. That way you can ask in the chat. You could throw those questions out there, and we could answer them if we got some time to answer them at the end. It'll help us out. It'll help the podcast. It'll help keep everyone entertained and involved.
Yeah, and not only just that, but just if you've been with us these last couple of episodes, like ask that question to yourself. If you're a dad or if you think you want to be a father, if you're aspiring
Or
to
a
be a
mom.
father or a mother, that's right. Ask these questions for yourselves because it's important to know who you want to be. You know what I'm saying? It's important to know how you can cater to that needs. And if you've got kiddos, that's a great question to ask in passing over dinner. Like, hey, what do you, if somebody asked you to describe me, what would they say? I know I'm going to ask Riley tomorrow because I'm curious to see what she'd say.
I'm worried about what my kids are going to say about me.
Oh my goodness,
Dad,
this guy,
You're an asshole.
yeah, this guy. I'll be curious to see what Riley. I might maybe we record it, share it on socials.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, or we just bring them on the podcast and ask them live and see what they say.
Ooh.
Unfiltered, remember? That's what we are. We're unfiltered.
I
Why
like
not
that.
bring the kids on and ask them?
That is
in
true.
front of you guys.
You are going to be home. You are going to be
I
at
am.
home.
I'm going to be at home, and I'll have all 3 kids at home. Boom. There we go.
Bingo. Oh, Riley is going to be so excited. She's gonna be like,
Now the kids are like, oh, we got homework. Yeah.
Riley will be so excited to be on the podcast. All right. Well, go Pacers. Hopefully
Yeah,
they'll find a
they're
way.
not gonna- no.
No?
I think they're done. I think the game's over.
The game is not over. I haven't gotten any alerts yet. So,
Let's see. Today
yeah,
they score
game
right
is
now.
not over. But go Pacers.
It's 94 to 81. Yeah, no, the Pacers aren't winning. There's 2 minutes.
It's
2:47.
cooked. All
Yeah,
right.
they're
All right. Well, GG's to the Thunder.
And the Cubs lost
Yeah, they got whooped.
again.
Yeah. I don't know what's up.
But they hit some good home runs. I'll
Yeah,
give it to
they got whooped.
Yeah. Okay.
So we'll be here the 29th, June 29th, Sunday, June 29th, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. We'll be here. Hopefully I will have this multi-streaming thing figured out also.
I think you will.
But even if you just wanted to hear the soul sultry voices over on Twitch, that's still an option. We appreciate you. We know you want to see us, but we appreciate you nonetheless.
Yeah.
Again, please do us a favor, drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe, share it with whoever.
Everybody.
Share it with whoever. If you feel like you think that you're learning something from us or feel like we're doing a good job, the best way that you can repay us is engagement and sharing. Literally, that's the best way. And we will let you know again that we are still on track to have merch. We're still on track to
We're
have
gonna work on it
merch.
this week.
By the end of by the end of July, we will have a merch store up.
July. That's long.
Well, we have to give them time, and we probably want to test some stuff. So. All right. Either way, I'm just putting
We'll get it out there.
Yeah.
It's coming.
It's coming. So, Kels, I will have the socials updated, but you can just find us. If you type in Coaching Dads Unfiltered, we're on all your major social platforms: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, X, and YouTube and Twitch.
You say Instagram? Yeah, you said Instagram.
And Instagram. I did say Instagram. Yep.
All right.
You got anything you want to say before we head out?
No.
No?
No, I'm ready to go home.
We're still
I got a s'mores blizzard at home waiting for me.
but you ain't supposed to have that.
Yeah, well,
That's okay.
the ribs need it.
There's a Reese cup waiting for me over there too. So, All right, y'all. As always, I almost said my other thing. I'm gonna say it. I don't care because it feels the right thing to say.
Uh-oh. I don't know if you should say it.
You should. You should because you should attack every day with passion and positivity. If you attack every day with passion and positivity, you will reap the benefits that you seek, and that's real facts. I won't say it the way I say it in my other life,
I think
but
you should.
in this life, if you attack every
We're
day
unfiltered.
with passion, I'm saying it. If you attack every day with passion and positivity, you will reap the benefits that you seek, and that's truthful. That is just truthful. Look, she laughed.
That's because she knows you ain't telling it. You ain't saying how you supposed
No,
to
it's
say
because she knows I've been trying to avoid saying this. I've been trying to avoid it, but it just, when I get up here, I just naturally want to say it whenever I say bye. Like if I tell Riley, tell the people bye, she'll be like, 100% passion, 100% positivity, and you will reap all the benefits that you seek. Peace. Like that's how it usually goes. But that's true, man. I live every day like that. And I think it's fair to say Adam does too, because I ain't really never seen him go through a day negative. It might be some negative moments, but he ain't a negative person. So
no.
if you literally live with intention, passion, and positivity, you will reap all the benefits that you seek. So
Yeah.
yeah, peace. I'm dead. All right, y'all. We'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Bye.
Peace out.